Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first edition of DSN Classic Conversation. Kurt Ashcraft here with you from Denison University, joined by none other than head football coach here with the Big Red, Jack Hatem. Jack, how are you doing?
I'm doing great, Kurt. Thanks for having me today.
You're so welcome. It's a pleasure to have you on. And based on what we kind of did with everything going on back in March, we released the DSN Classic series that went into the middle of the summer. And your first game was the win over Wittenberg in 2016. And ironically, will be the first of our DSN Classic Conversation, one that I'm sure you will never forget.
Absolutely not. This was a big win for us as a program.
Absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, everybody continues to go through tumultuous times. And we all know that right now, at least in the NCAC and some other Division III schools and other divisions out there as well, they will not be participating with athletics until the first of the year at the least. So this is an opportunity for us to kind of take the best moments, especially in Denison history, and really go back and look on them and enjoy them for what they were, especially this win over the Tigers, one that hadn't happened since 1989.
Yeah, this was a big win for us. It was really exciting and really nice for it to happen at home.
Perfect. Well, we're just going to really kind of go in. Before we get started here, we're going to kind of set the stage, ladies and gentlemen. 2:39 to play and counting, 3rd and 2, and the Tigers have the ball. Really, after a couple of, it was a missed drive, 3 and out for the Big Red, and then Wittenberg gets the ball back after tying the game up, Jack. You're now at 3rd and 2 on the defensive side. What is your plan going into this situation?
Our plan going into it is we're going to bring just a little bit of pressure here and play zone behind it, and that's what you're going to see. Honestly, caught off guard a little bit because they kind of go for it here on a 3rd and 2 where, we thought maybe they would do something a little bit more conservative. But we end up obviously getting a great play here, so.
Well, we'll take that and lead right into it, and we're going to press play, and here we go as we get started for October 15, 2016, as the Big Red take on Wittenberg here at home in Granville. And like we see Jake Kennedy in the shotgun, and like you mentioned, Coach.
We brought both inside backers, and Ryan Zinkula is our middle third safety, and this is just a savvy play. He's weave pedaled to the opposite hash because he felt the flow, and it gave him enough space to get to that ball. What a great play by him. It's as much as an intellectual play, really, as it is a physical play.
Well, we saw what kind of player Ryan Zinkula was during his time here in Granville, and a play like that just kind of signifies what he meant to this defense over his 4 years here.
And now what we're going to see is we're going to put the ball in the hands of our best player. So Kanan's going to have a lot of options here. And, he knows he's got all day. He's got a couple of timeouts in his pocket and over 2 minutes, and we practice this daily. So he's got all kinds of time. So he goes 3-step and just dumps a slot shot to David Weimer, who then gets a couple extra yards, So he's in a good place, Right now, Kanan really has a lot of things in his pocket, a lot of options. So he's making with the receivers a lot of choices, So he's basically given, a personnel grouping and some players, and then he's going to make some decisions and try to move the chains for us. And what a great thing to have some of the players we have on the field right now.
Well,
so here you can see Kanan again. He sees the corner off of Chuck Mueller, and he just absolutely takes it for a first down. The corner's bailed over there, and he sees that, so he takes a 3-step hitch to him, So he knows, he's got plenty of time right now. This is Kanan.
And you talk about a consistent receiver in Charlie Mueller, who that's what he did his entire time in Granville. Very impressive.
This is one of the huge plays of the drive. This is a little crossing route by David Carter, and he knows he's going to take a shot. Kanan has great composure there. He has pressure in his face and just throws a strike. And honestly, really puts some touch on it. He didn't shoot a rocket at him, and David hangs on and gets a big collision, on that crossing route. That was a huge play in this drive.
One thing I saw the most during this drive, Jack, is that a lot of high percentage passes down the middle.
Kanan. Kanan's got this strong safety, probably about 6-7 yards off of Weimer, and he's going to take speed out. He knows that's a first down, so he just takes an easy one. And our receivers and quarterbacks have a lot of options in 2 minutes where they get to make a lot of decisions themselves, and that's what Kanan's doing, and he's got some experienced wide receivers with him here. With Weimer and Marino and Chuck, he's got some really experienced guys.
And again, you continue to put the ball in the hands of, like you said, your best player in
Yeah,
Kanan
here you go,
Gabely.
like the strong safety 7 yards off the Weimer. So you can see they're just both smart. He just settles down and they take it. And that's just those two being really smart players and really good players, you know? So
100%.
yeah,
Absolutely.
just phenomenal. So a phenomenal drive by Kanan and our wideouts and our O-line so far. Honestly, what's coming up though is maybe the play of the possession, and this was called. This is a call by Austin Holter right here. He's going to go now. He's got him a little bit nervous. We're dinking and dunking, and he's going to take a quarterback draw here that ends up being just a huge play. And Kanan does a great job getting as much as he can, then getting it out of bounds to stop the getting it out of bounds. So great play by him.
We saw a lot of that out of him in his time, didn't we?
Oh my gosh. And a great call by Coach Holter. Just a great call, the perfect time right there. So yeah, just so right now, like our players are just doing a fantastic job. But Kanan really has a lot of freedom here, so he's taking a lot of what he sees. We do get to the point in the possession right here where Coach Holter is going to kind of take over because we're in a winnable situation now. We're in a winnable situation where we can kick the field goal and hopefully win the game. So now we're going to probably try, we're going to try to run some clock here. This is a quarterback draw. I wish between you and I, if there's any play from Kanan I didn't like on the drive, it's that one. He takes a maybe career-ending shot. He went out of bounds, like, and you can imagine as the head coach, I'm like, just slide inbound, just slide, don't take the hit. We don't need that. But anyway, it all works out. When that happened, I don't look like I'm freaking out, but I was freaking out, So if there's any play from him I really didn't like in the possession, it was that one. Because at this point, we're just trying to eat as much clock as we can. We know they've got 2 timeouts left.
Absolutely. Yeah, at that point, it's really into kind of like a head game between you and the Wittenberg coaching staff, trying to use timeouts, not use timeouts. What's the best time to run clock?
We're trying to use as much clock as we can, and we really want to make him use his, which we do right here. We get a nice run out of Cody right there, and he uses one, So we're just trying to make him use all the timeouts. Really, that's what's happening here. So one more time, we're in a winnable situation.
And you have the athletes on the field to do it.
Oh, yeah. Kanan here has a quarterback draw. He's trying to put it on the right hash. Now, I'm not sure it looked really beautiful the way we got there, but at least, he has enough athleticism, enough savvy to put it back down. He's got it on the 15 on the, on the hash for Connor, which is what he wants, So now, we get to put Connor out there, who's a great, great kicker for us, just had a great career here, to put the potential winner on the board.
And that's the thing. You trust a senior with an opportunity like this,
Absolutely.
And he puts it right between the uprights. How much better can that get?
Not much, right? And right now, I don't have time to celebrate at all. We have, like, as fast as you can debate going on if we're going to kick deep or if we're going to squib. A typical Wittenberg team, they just have great skilled kids.
Right.
So we're just saying, like, if we kick deep to one of their best players and give up a return here, it's silly, so we squibbed it. And, you debate back and forth in your head if that's the right decision or not, right? We end up giving them the ball, I think, on the 40, which is scary, but we just weren't willing to kick it to one of their great athletes, to be honest. But it was about a 25-second debate as hard as we could go until we made the decision.
I was going to ask you if that was planned or not.
No, I mean, when you get in those situations, people might think you're celebrating, but you've got like 20, 25 seconds to make the decision. So everybody's chiming in, making that go. So here we go. They've got 14.7, no timeouts. So you can imagine we're going to play it pretty safe and play over the top here, and unbelievable. Joel just makes a great play to really end the game here. Just a great play by Joel Ahoa. So.
A moment like that, Jack, where does that stack up for you all time?
Oh, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I'll be honest, I've been really fortunate in my career here at Denison to have a bunch of big wins, and I've been very fortunate, but this was as big as any. And this is a group of kids that really deserved it. I don't know if you can tell by me talking about Kanan and these guys, but this was a really special group of guys that, really took this program to a different level. So this was a really fun one. And there's no better play than this right here, right? taking the knee.
Victory formation a little bit.
Victory formation, take the knee to win it. And you know what? That's a great show right there. Like Wittenberg's a really good football team, but they're a class act. You didn't get anything from them there. They knew it was victory. They knew the game was over. What a really classy by their kids there, the way they responded to the victory formation, and so good for them too. They're a classy program. Like, that's
and I'm sure in your head you had an idea that it had been a while. Did you know that it had been 27 years?
Yeah, one of the things you don't know is I don't know if you ever know the exact date.
Sure.
You knew it had been a long time, and we have so many things we're trying to do to get better as a program that sometimes those things you don't know till the end. You're hearing the sports information guys tell one of my coaches in the press box, or something, right. Or you find out at the end, but and then when you get to this moment, it's amazing. It's just amazing because you've watched everything. And the other thing that goes through your mind in this moment, at least mine, is there have been so many guys that have played ball here, that this was a big moment for a pretty large Denison Big Red football community, and the amount of emails and texts and love you get after a win like this, just amazing. And so this was a nice win for us. This was big.
The amount of work you had put into really kind of restarting this program and bringing it back to where you wanted it to be, back to like where Keith Piper had it, is a win like this one of those that is a defining moment?
Yeah, it is. There's all kinds of things. This is definitely a defining moment. There's been, like I said, we've been fortunate enough to have a bunch, but this was a really great moment for us. And as you're recruiting and hiring coaches and trying to build and, build the tradition and, that you want with your players. Yeah, this is a big win. This is one you can really lean on and grow from, no question.
Well, one thing we're about to see you do here, Jack, with your team is you're about to dab for them. Is that something that was orchestrated? Well, it was something they had wanted, or what?
No, it doesn't have to be planned. I may not be the best dancer in the world, but I think I'm pretty good, and I'm very willing. So you got to see maybe a little bit of a private moment that got on film here.
Well, as soon as I'm watching this, that's one of the first things I see, and I'm like, oh wow, he pulled that one out of the back pocket.
Well, one of the things everybody probably is aware of is I never act my age. That's for sure.
Well, Jack, once again, this was a moment like none other, and it's the reason that it's going to be the first one of our DSN Classic Conversation. It's just a game that not only is big in Denison football history, but it's also big in DSN history. One of the biggest games we've been able to get on film, and we are so blessed to be able to have done that. And Coach, it was such an honor to sit down here and talk with you about this stuff and really kind of go through this game. And it's amazing to really get the ins and outs. You think you watch a game and you know what's going on, but until you talk to the guy that's wearing the headset down the sideline, you really don't know what's going on. So, Jack, we just wanted to thank. Well, we just wanted to thank you so much for being with us here on the first ever DSN Classic Conversation. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, Kurt Ashcraft here for Denison Athletics Communications. For Jack Hatem, I'm Kurt Ashcraft. Thanks again for your time. See you in a couple weeks. And last but not least, go Big Red.